Okay. Hi, my name is Justin Sun Martinez. I am a freshman and I am a psych major. So the myth that I chose is myth 45. It's about the insanity defense. A little insight onto why I chose I chose myth 45 is mainly because it resonated a lot with me, mainly because I've always been interested in the criminal justice system. And for one, I live in a community where criminal activity is on the rise. And, it's always piqued my interest in the legal system, whether they do their jobs and, if criminals are actually being let go because of this insanity defense. So here's a summary of what I read. Okay. So the belief that a large proportion of criminals successfully use the insanity defense is the belief that many criminals frequently and successfully use the insanity defense in order to avoid severe punishment by the state or longer sentences for one. There have been numerous public outrages that led to significant legal and political reforms because of this. One major high-profile case that sparked havoc and misconceptions amongst community regarding this topic was the John Hinckley Jr. case. He attempted to assassinate President Ronald Reagan in 1981, but was found not guilty by reason of sanity. Um, Due to this, another myth rose to fame. This myth highlighted the misconception that people who are acquitted due to insanity are immediately set free. So my perspective on this is I did believe I was a big um, what's it called? Not supporter, but I really did believe that I believed in this myth. I thought people were being let go. I thought um, it was a big problem. And it's really personal to me, mainly because I have a grandfather who sadly was brutally murdered. And recently, his killer was sent free. So, having that idea that he was let go, um, on a lesser term because he proved, you know, he pleaded for insanity. Well, it kind of resonates with me. It resonates with me for me to support this kind of idea. But it wasn't until I read more into this article that it just disproved that fact. So let's get into it. So while I was reading the article, I read a sentence that said, yet uh, while I was reading it, um, in the article, it disproved it. It said that yet laypersons and politicians' perceptions of the insanity defense are widely inaccurate. Data indicated that this defense is raised in less than 1% of criminal trials and that it is successfully only by 25% of the time. An example, it was in the state of Wyoming between 1970 and 1972, a grand total of one accused felon successfully plead insanity. That's one person in 2 years. That's a lot more than, what the public seems to think. Another one, oh wait, yeah, is members of the general public overestimated how many insanity equities are set free. The true proportion is closer to only 15%, which is nearly 40% less. And the average insanity equity spends between 32 and 33 months in psychiatric hospitals, considerably longer than the public estimates. They seem to think they only spend 21 to 22 months. And, you know, sometimes they're never set free. They stay in those psychiatric hospitals their entire lives. And I mean, why? Why is it that we come to believe this? Why is misperceptions of the sanity defense on the rise? Why do we tend to believe it? Well, it's because Americans live increasingly in a courtroom culture. So what does it mean by a courtroom culture? Well, now presently, since technology has evolved, we have tend to live in a media-based society. So we tend to believe what we see. So for one, I mean, again, courtroom culture, we watch Court TV, CSI, Judge Judy, Law and Order, CNN's Nancy Grace, and media coverage of the trials of celebrities like O.J. Simpson or what's it called? Michael Jackson for one. Um, I mean, we're inundated on almost daily basis with information about the legal system and its innermost workings, yet the information can be highly deceptive. I mean, I know for one, Judge Judy, it's really believable, but it's not. And it's because we choose to hear far more about the sensational than the typical cases. And here's my external source. It has to do with
One of the great
Jeffrey
Sherlock
Dahmer.
movies is no
So in this case, he already pleaded guilty, but it's more so we're trying to disclose whether he was insane or sane during the criminal acts that he committed.
never again has the opportunity to walk the streets of our community.
In a piece written in
So
Psychology Today,
right now he's already been
explains why the
his sentence was his
decision. While many Americans
insanity
want
plea
to
was
see Dahmer
rejected.
face justice for his crimes,
And I was
one of the
many who
of sanity.
thought
Many would have found his actions
he got away with it, that his sentence would be lessened, and that he did get sent to a psychiatric hospital. And but no, the truth is, we tend to believe more in media and the media we see. And
Ronald Reagan.
no, it wasn't until I watched this documentary
Insanity
that
much more difficult.
I
By the time Dahmer was being sentenced, he didn't meet
was brought to light.
Ironically, Hinckley's crime, which was found to have been driven by delusions, was considered the work of an insane man. But Dahmer's more disturbing and horrifying crimes weren't. Had Jeffrey Dahmer been found criminally insane, it is highly probable that he wouldn't have been sent to prison, but rather would have been housed at a maximum security psychiatric hospital, where he would have received treatment with the possibility of being released once he was deemed to have been cured. Instead, he was housed at Portage, Wisconsin's Columbia Correctional Institution.
Yeah. See, it just comes to show how we as people have become a sort of, I wouldn't say brainwash, but I feel like that's the most closest term I can get to. Um, no, but yeah, it's about understanding the facts then rather than relying on media portrayals. It's essential to overcoming this public misperception. Um, but yeah, um, so here's my reference page. I wasn't entirely sure how to reference it or what the rubric meant by it, but this is as close as what I was getting to. But yeah, thank you for watching and have a good day. Let me pause this. There we go.